lots of UFO fanatics think that NASA stands for never a straight answer.
Yeah, exactly.
But they basically, as a separate institution, obviously from the Pentagon, say a similar thing, that they've seen these things in the sky in this document that can't be explained. The movements are unusual, but there's no reason necessarily to presume they're extraterrestrial yet. Is their position, which I think is reasonable considering that I've looked at lots of the evidence, and I do loathe to agree with government institutions.
But no, it's the yet. So yeah, no.
Well, I mean, that's what I paraphrased it as.
Oh, right, okay. Well, we will want you to at some point believe in it. Fair enough.
They don't necessarily say anything one way or the other in that actual document, but
So never a straight answer.
they are living up to their name, yes.
Yeah.
But let's move on to what is not a UFO. And I'm going to go through 2 articles where they have a little list of pictures, and then we're going to go through some of the military aircraft that can kind of look like a UFO if you don't know what you're looking for. Of course, it's not an exhaustive list, but it's about close enough. It's a good rule of thumb. So here we have the Night Sky Network website, and if you could scroll down, that's obviously the planet Venus on screen. Sorry if you're listening. This is a very visual-oriented podcast, unfortunately. Here's an example of an experimental rocket.
Oh, I did see this. I didn't know what it was.
It does look quite unusual. You could imagine that someone seeing that, where there's a beam of light shining down at a concentrated point, might look like
there's some guy chopping wood in a hut very, very far to the north in Norway who sees this overhead. I mean, what's he going to think?
Yeah, he's going to think it's a UFO.
Right, yeah.
Because it looks like a disc in the sky shooting down a beam of light, but it's just testing rockets. I don't know why they do it at night, but there we go.
Plausible deniability, Josh, that's why.
I suppose it makes it more clandestine, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then if you scroll down again...
No, it's just a rocket, bro. We just tested it in the middle of the night, bro. I don't believe any of these things. So go on.
Well, this is surely your ammunition. This is going to give you the things that you can deny things. This is just a weird-shaped cloud. Obviously, everyone can tell that.
Yeah.
And then I think there's one more picture.
It's just
here,
a cloud, bro.
Oh, no, there's not. I must be thinking of the other one.
Yeah.
But if we move on to the next article, this is Sky at Night magazine. Obviously, a very vested interest in debunking this sort of thing because they're interested in the actual solar system.
Yeah.
But let's have a look at some of the examples.
It's not aliens, you idiots.
I imagine they spend an undue amount of their time doing
I
that.
bet they do.
So if you could scroll down a bit, John, just have a look. Obviously, that's what a UFO is supposed to look like, but I don't think you're going to see many of those. It's just a weird-shaped cloud, yeah. That's Carl's explanation. Yeah. But if you can scroll down a bit more, obviously military aircraft, I've got a whole section on that. Obviously, that's Lockheed's F-117A.
Yep.
But meteors and fireballs, I've seen plenty of meteors.
Same.
You can kind of tell what they are because they're there very briefly and then they go out of sight.
But the issue is that things like meteors or Venus either don't move or move very predictably, right? And so, but that's not the issue that people have. People have an issue with things going.
Yes, but people can be mistaken. They see something shooting through the sky very quickly. Obviously, lens flare.
The moon.
Yes, you have to be a moron. But there was a woman. There was a woman who phoned the South Wales police, as it says here. If you could scroll down, John. She reported a bright stationary object that had been floated in the air for 30 minutes, and then the police went to the control room to radio in, and they said,
"It's been there all night."
Yeah, the officer replied, "It's the moon, over."
It's massive. It's just there all night. I don't know what to do about it.
I don't know whether she received a hit to the head or something.
It's there almost every night.
So obviously there's the International Space Station, which goes on a very reliable loop around the planet. I've seen it myself quite a few times. It's quite easy to spot because it goes across a very predictable path. You can also look up where it is in the sky. So if you see something strange, it's easy to check because you can look at where the position of the International Space Station is. And if it's above your head, then it probably was it.
It's just the International Space Station, bro.
Again, they've got clouds. A big one in Britain was number 7 here, which is the Chinese lantern, or they've called them sky lanterns, seemingly being a bit woke about it. So if you
Chinese not even allowed to have lanterns.
No, apparently not. supposedly a fire hazard as well, because they
Well, I
come
mean, they
down
look
while
like
they're on
it.
fire
Yeah.
and burn
So
stuff down.
it's a candle inside it, isn't it? Yeah.
Military satellites, of course. They've got Venus again. I mean, that's just quite a stationary object. Ball lightning can be quite convincing, as it looks quite out of this world. But I've never seen it in person, unfortunately. Space debris, of course, just bits floating about in space. But again, it'll have a predictable flight path. It won't be zipping about. And of course, the weather balloon, which is the
old
favorite,
faithful,
favorite of the military.
Yeah.
Everything is a weather balloon. Again, they've got the rockets again here. And then there should be 3 more. Flares from an aircraft. This is quite important. I believe there was one. I think it was either in Phoenix, Arizona, or somewhere on the east side of the United States, where it was explained as being an Air Force drill where they shot off lots and lots of flares.
Right.
And lots of people saw it. Even I think the mayor reported saying, "Oh, I saw that really strange thing in the sky," but it was just an Air Force drill, according to the military anyway.
Yeah, wow.
If you can believe them. Of course,
They
searchlights.
would say that, wouldn't they?
I've seen this quite a lot when things have been sighted above Las Vegas, and then people later on say, "Oh, they're projecting a light into the sky, and it's just how it's reflecting off the clouds and things like that." Contrails, I know them as chemtrails. I don't know who on earth falls for these. Just like, yes, when
that's a UFO.
when big skybird goes in the sky, leaves big trail of cloud.
Right, so the Amazonian tribes have been pacified here.
So yes, that's a reasonable overview of the things that aren't UFOs. But I wanted to go through some of the military craft. Some of it's quite old as well.
Yeah.
That you could easily mistake. And of course, this is the Northrop Grumman B-2 Spirit. That, if I saw it above me, I would double take and think, hang on a minute. But then I remember, oh yes, I know about military aircraft.
But these things travel really fast, don't they?
I think so, and at a pretty high altitude, particularly the more reconnaissance-focused ones. They tend to fly almost up in the stratosphere.
Because a bunch of the
far as
YouTube
I know.
conspiracy videos that I've watched, they involve like triangular UFOs, have them quite low and just stationary.
Yeah, I've actually seen military aircraft that looks quite triangular.
Yeah.
So the next one is the Lockheed SR-71 Blackbird.
I mean, it just looks cool, doesn't it?
It does look cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
I have a
very
bit of a what's the word? A tangential interest in this, just in its own sake, because it
Just looks awesome.
is a wonder of engineering.
Looks like something the Brotherhood of Nod create.
Here we have a Vulcan. Of course, this is RAF, so this is one of our own. We're going to be able to see these maybe over our own skies, although I think a lot of them are grounded a lot of the time. Then next we have a polecat, which you could certainly excuse for being a UFO. And then we've got a Valkyrie here, which
that looks pretty alien.
it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You can't even see like a cockpit, can you?
No,
I think
no.
it's a drone, as far as I understand. I'm not very good at this sort of stuff. I should have Rory here
Yeah, I don't know
explaining all of this stuff. But I know these are military planes and they fly. So
Right.
that's all you need to know.
They're
And
not
then-
aliens, lads. That's all we need to know.
Yes. And then we have the Boeing Bird of Prey, which is a concept, but again, you can kind of see if someone didn't know what it was, it could look kind of alien. And then the Boeing X-45, again, very similar. I think they actually made this one though. And then this next one is the one that was shown. Is that the, I can't remember. That's the X-45, is it?
X-47A, it says on top.
Oh, X-47A, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm getting my planes mixed up. But that, again, if I saw that flying in the sky, a sort of kite-shaped object, I wouldn't presume it would be
Doesn't look like
off
an
this
aeroplane.
planet.
Yeah.
No, it certainly doesn't. And then the penultimate one is the Vought V173. And this was around 1942 to 47.
Be more persuasive if it didn't have propellers on it.
That's true. But I imagine if it's flying, it might be a bit difficult to see the propellers.
Possibly.
It might look like a flying saucer.
However, one of the common points made about people who view UFOs is they don't make any noise. And this is obviously going to make noise.
I'm sure it would, yeah. But it could easily be mistaked. And of course, first UFO sighting
Probably not many of those
in
flying
the
around
modernity.
these
No,
days,
there
though.
aren't, no. They only had a 5-year run. But
Right.
it's around the time that we started to get UFO sightings, to be fair.
Right.
And then the final one is this one, which is the Avro Canada VZ9 Avro car.
So the US Army, or the US Air Force, sorry, created a UFO. And then we're like, yeah, no, it's don't know what you're saying. Probably aliens, bro. Like what?
Well, this has been known about for a little while yet. But yes, there are lots of things that you could mistake for a UFO.
Does that actually fly?
I'm not entirely sure. I would presume so. They wouldn't have put that much effort into building it if it couldn't fly.
I don't know. It's taxpayer money. I don't think they can.
I'm sure some physicists could figure out, based on the design, whether it could fly before they built it.
Yeah. Okay.
But yes, this is all of the potential pitfalls of spotting an actual UFO. So I wanted to get this out of the way so we can actually accurately look at stuff in historic sightings.
To watch the full video, please become a premium member at lotuseaters.com.